It's 10 a.m. on a Wednesday morning. It's time for the Coach K Show, only on WSAN Radio.
We're saving the world 1 pound at a time.
I can line dance sitting down. Did y'all know that? I can do that sitting down. You know, that's just me. All right, folks. It's time to get moving. Join us now with Coach K, owner of Wanna Go Fit. She bringing us health tips, movement, motivation, and that real talk that we all need to hear, especially with the heat wave today. Coach K, welcome back to WSAN Radio.
Man, did you bring the heat, Ron?
I sure did. I know I brought it on purpose because heat helps me move my muscles. They're relaxed, so I gotta have heat. So I figured, why use a heating pad? Just call Mother Nature, say, bring me 104 degrees, and it happened.
Well, listen, I don't think everybody likes your healthcare regimen, all right? We are not pleased. When I saw that it was going to be 100 and something over, I looked, I said, it's May the 12th. That was yesterday, I think, or one day.
Yeah. Well, you know, look at it like this. I said it already. It was beautiful Mother's Day. It wasn't hot. It was just right.
It was.
As soon as Mother's Day's over with, y'all women want to cut up the heat because a lot of y'all didn't get what y'all wanted to get. So I said, I'm gonna cut the heat up on these brothers.
Well, it wasn't me. Let me tell you. When they took votes, I wasn't in that vote. Because I would have passed, let me tell you.
Yeah.
No.
And I turned around and I took one of your tips to let everybody know. You should start hydrating at night. Don't wait till the day to hydrate. Hydrate the day before and keep on doing it. Don't stop. Because Mother Nature, if we're at 100-something degrees right now this early, imagine what this summer will bring. And those of you who work out outside,
yes,
and stuff, you need to be careful. And those of you who work outside in construction, you need to be very careful. Leave that soda alone. Leave that alcohol alone. You need to drink water, electrolytes, Gatorade, but leave that other stuff alone.
Yeah, you know, you're right. Even if you, like you said, some people, like my friend, he works inside, but it's hot in that, you know, in that space, you know, where, so you have to make sure, like you said, hydrate. Right now, just being honest, regular hydration, we already talked about how great it is and what it does for your body, right?
Right.
I mean, not that we need to revisit it, but we can let it be known that hydration or dehydration usually is a cause why a lot of people don't feel quite like they should. Maybe, like you said, they're lethargic. Maybe they're not going to bathroom like they're supposed to. You know, different things. Maybe getting headaches, you know. A lot of times it's just because you are not hydrating like you're supposed to. But I definitely, for us here in Texas, baby, don't mess around, because this is F around and find out weather. And you don't want to find out, you know. But what I came, you know, today, Ron, I was thinking about it. I said, well, next weekend is Memorial Day weekend, the official start of summer, right? Yeah. So a lot of people may be going on vacation, planning little, you know, it may be barbecues and so forth. And that, what does that mean? That means that the bathing suits come out, right? This is the time where we, you know, show a little skin, even though a lot of people show a lot of skin all the time, but that's not my business. But anyways, so for the people who are coming out and doing, you know, like you said, they're beginning their summer things, you may look and be like, you know, I could stand to lose, you know, a few pounds or whatever, just so I, you know, we talk about that all the time, right? Goal related weight loss, right? So maybe that's where you are. And the first thing that people usually will do when they say, well, I'm going to, drop some weight, is, change their diet in some way. You may be one of those people where you say, I'm going to do a cleanse. So there are several types of cleanses out there, right? You can do a natural one, you can purchase one, but there's several different ways to cleanse, right? So I wanted to talk about that just in case that's where you are. And wanting to, just kind of slim down the pooch a little bit, to fit into the sundresses and bathing suits and all that good stuff, right? But one thing, the purpose of a cleanse, let's start there, right? The purpose of a cleanse. Now, the first thing I said, what do you think I'm gonna say, Ron? What is the purpose of the cleanse as far as you know it?
Cleanse as of cleaning out your system. Cleanse.
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
There's several things you do. You could drink.
No, what is the purpose?
Purpose.
So to clean out your system. That's the first thing.
To get out all that bad mojo that's in your system, that's been building up, all the toxics and everything that's in there. You want to cleanse that all out.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that's what a cleanse is. It's a reset. Mm-hmm. It's a reset. So not necessarily for weight loss, more of a reset. For example, suppose you have been on I don't want to say a bad food binge, but maybe you've been eating out more than you usually do. Maybe you've been picking up quicker options, at the grocery store. And because I'm not gonna lie, I was in the Sam's and I looked and I saw what was it? I think it was like lo mein or something, or fried rice or something, like a quick little bowl, like a quick bowl, right? And I was like, man, because hey, I've been on here for a while. I have made no bones about cooking is not necessarily my favorite thing. Not that I can't, it's just not my fave, right? So I looked at these and I said, oh man, that would be good just for a quick option. But what did I do, Ron? I flipped it over and looked at the ingredients, which the ingredients, it wasn't even like it was that bad, but it was the sodium.
Thank you.
It was the sodium.
Yes.
And that's the thing. So if you have been on these quick items and so forth, know that, yes, you have been intaking more sodium than you need to, maybe more cholesterol, more sugar, more everything. So a cleanse is designed to reset your system, right? To push that button.
Yeah, I reset my button a while back, and I cut pork completely out my diet. I cut it completely out, and I'm eating my turkey bacon, and I just got rid of it. My wife looked at me. She said, "What brought this on?" I said, "Well, I can't think of no time better than the present." And I cut out, which I'm gonna miss my baby back ribs, and I love all that. But I have to do it. For me, I need to do it for myself. And I'm drinking my water. I'm drinking everything I should be doing. I remember I talked to you last time around that I kind of sort of plateaued, and I'm gonna make another movement to see if I could move it anymore. And
was that your movement to cut out the pork?
Yes, and I have been dropping some pounds because of that. Okay. I don't know if it's up here or right here. I don't know which one.
No, I definitely think that by doing a dietary change, that was the smart move. If you're trying to, if you're in a weight loss journey and you're trying to, you get to a point where you do plateau, you don't see any movement, you need to make a change. So that was good for you. Now I'm gonna tell you, Ron, I'm gonna be all the way 100 with you. Your girl couldn't do that because I love my pork chops. I love bacon. So that's not gonna happen for me. But you, high five for you, Ron. You in there, not over here. However, I do applaud you for finding something that you could do to make the scales move, to get the movement that you wanted. And that's, like you said, with a cleanse, that is one of the reasons that, a cleanse can be a good idea. Now, a lot, like you said, there are different kinds. There's different, you could do a herbal cleanse. You can do, do just fruit and veggies. Some people do juice cleanse and, all of these different things. Again, I have one that, I do. It's like the fiber drink, and it has like, it's a system that goes, along with it. So I do recommend that if this is you, if you're one of those people that you're looking to, like you said, tip the scale, right? Break past the plateau. You want to go ahead and choose something that works best for you and choose a time to do it. Now, with you made a dietary change. That is not a cleanse. That is just making a dietary change to your diet, right? If you said, if you have cut out the pork and here we are, maybe, and 2 months, you say, well, man, I haven't dropped any more weight or seen any changes from that 2 months from when I cut out the pork. Then you say, okay, well, now I'm going to try something else, but I don't want to cut anything else out of my diet. I just want to reset. That's where a cleanse would come in that, because I don't care who you are. My people, hear me, Coach K, on May the 15th, 2025, most of us, and y'all too, are full of it.
Ooh.
Are full of it. And you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
So a cleanse helps you get rid of some of it. Majority of the people out here, especially if you're one of them people who don't eat vegetables on a regular basis, who don't take in a good amount of fiber in your diet, you are really full of it. You are really full of it, because the average person carries anywhere from 10 to 20 pounds of waste in your system and your body. Yep. So if you are not taking in good food, Ron, a person can go to McDonald's and Burger King and 54th and Panda and all of these places on a regular basis and eat 2 to 3 times a day, right? Mm-hmm. But do you know they are still probably malnutritioned?
Wow.
You're not taking in the proper nutrients. You're taking in fat. You're taking in sodium. You're taking in and look. In my mind, I was like, I'm trying not to curse, because when I would say this in person, I'm cursing. Yeah. Okay, you're taking in all that crap is what's happening. So you need to get rid of it. Mm-hmm. I use the example of the start of summer, Memorial Day, just because a lot of people are going on vacation. You are going to, maybe that's the first time that you're putting on a bathing suit all year or so forth. So yeah, I use that example. However, you really should be doing it on a regular basis, right? Yeah. Because again, back to what I said, everybody out here is full of it.
I'll say it for you. They full of crap. And that's the nice way of saying it.
Just saying,
Yeah.
but that's, so if you are, like you said, I do recommend that, quarterly. Like I definitely am off. I'm waiting till after my birthday personally.
You cheating.
Just being honest.
Yeah.
But after my birthday, I definitely am going to do a cleanse. So because my daughter already told me she's coming and she is making me, man, let me tell you something. This chick can cook. And what's on the menu? I'm so excited. I just can't hide it.
See, I'm at to come over there and force you to work out.
You don't gotta force me to work out because I'm already in it. My grandson, I got him a bike that has a handle on it, so so you can walk with him or so forth or whatever. So I'm like, he gonna have to be out there because I'm gonna have to be beating feet too. Because oh man, I'm so excited about this food. It's ridiculous.
Mhm.
So afterwards, I that is going to be my quarterly cleanse. So I do recommend that everyone through, like you said, maybe, once or twice, like I said, quarterly, I really think is good. It's just to do a regular cleanse. You can, like I said, there's different kinds. Like I said, the one that I have, it's a fiber drink and there's pills that you take, and it's like I have a diet that I follow, and I'm usually down by the end of that. I'm usually down a good, and I'm not, and just to say this, usually the heavier you are, the more weight you lose. It's just like that. So by me not necessarily being that heavy, I only usually come down anywhere, I say like 5 to 8 pounds, but that's really good in that 10-day period. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
So again, and there's different length of days that you could do certain things. So like I said, that one I do is 10 days and so forth. You can do a juice diet. And anybody that knows me knows I like to eat my food, not drink it. I'll do a green juice. I love a green juice. I don't do. Tammy has bringing me a smoothie from time to time. One of them green smoothies. I don't like the sweet ones,
Yeah.
but they're not bad. And I like them every once in a while. But that's not necessarily my jam.
Yeah.
Doing my cleanse, I do a shake. A replacement shake. And that's my sacrifice. Like that's my sacrifice because I don't want to drink my food. I want to eat.
You want to eat it.
I want to eat. So but anyway, so like I said, you could do the juice smoothie cleanse. They have different ones. They do have like 3 days, 5 days, 7 days. You can do as long as you can stand and that works for you. Because keep in mind, on them cleansings and so forth or whatever, you will and should be using the restroom. So plan accordingly.
Stay close to home.
Not my business,
Yeah.
but whatever works for you. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you something.
Hmm.
We know the liver is the main detox organ in the body. We know that.
Yes.
And if there's are ways to help detox it, like they got it right here: broccoli, kale, Brussels sprouts, yuck. And then they got garlic and onions, green
We
tea.
didn't need that little side note, Ron.
Well, I had to say that yuck. And turmeric. So
Turmeric.
what are those? Did I say that right?
Turmeric.
So they got that listed right here. It's good for detoxing the liver. So like you said, you should do it every quarter. You recommend every quarter. So above eating right and drinking the right type of fluids for it, especially water and lemon and water and what's it, but cucumber and water and all that. So what are the the question I want to ask, the broccoli and kale, like you said, that's vegetables. That's also bringing you fiber. So how
Mhm.
does that go in there and a detox the liver?
So the thing, because like you said, it has the fiber. What we take in, we want things that are going to pass through, right? That's what we want. We want things that are going to pass through the nutrients that will pretty much, I guess, start the party, right? So
Mhm.
if you're not taking in those type of things, that's why people always say they'll say name something and they be like, but that I bet you that's not a vegetable, right? I'm like, no, not one that counts. And I just say that because as you mentioned, so on that list, you like you said, you had broccoli, you had Brussels sprouts, you had kale. These things, like you said, help detox the liver. They help get the party started. They help get things moving.
Mhm.
Corn, what is corn doing for you?
Straight through. I'll just say
And
it.
don't get me wrong. I love a salad. I love a salad. However, pay attention to the lettuce that you put in your salad. Like right now, Pops, one of my clients, he gave me some Swiss chard. So I'm eating Swiss chard and baby arugula right now in my
Mm,
salads. That's the mix
yeah.
that I have. Prior to that, I had the arugula and spinach. So I encourage you, like you said, yes, detox once a quarter because you're full of it and get it moving. However, do your body a favor and take this stuff in on a regular basis.
Mhm.
Now, the turmeric. The turmeric is one that I totally, total transparency, just now getting into. Just now getting into. As far as just the benefits of it, I wasn't. I don't think I was really tracking how good it is. So turmeric, like you said, it's just one of those power power herbs, right? It helps with inflammation and so forth. So I mean, I'm not surprised as that it's listed as a detox for the liver as well, because
Mhm.
it's really good. Uh, these are things that you should include in your regular diet so that way things are moving like they're supposed to. So
Yeah.
maybe you're not one, like you said, one of those people who are really full of it, because I'm telling you, promise you. And you know what? Let me put out this, right? You may say, well, I don't have no problem going to the bathroom. I don't eat all that stuff or whatever. Well, that's because it's crap, and the crap still got to run out too. Stop,
Mhm.
come on. You don't know
Yeah.
everything, especially if you are not cooking your food. You don't know everything that's going in it.
Mhm.
So, yes, take the time. Take the time. Cleanse yourself out because you don't necessarily know, you
I'm glad
know.
I'm glad you said that because I'm reading something right here. It says avoid extreme cleansing laxatives, supplement promising instant detox that may harm your health. Your
Mm-hmm.
body is already equipped to cleanse itself with
Mm-hmm.
proper care.
Mm-hmm. 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 And all you're doing is helping it out. That's
Yep.
why, like I said, if it's something that like you said, what like I take a fiber drink. It's a fiber drink. And like you
Mhm.
said, that goes along and it's just to help it out. This is no promise that you're going to, come out super clean after that. Then you need to be looking to them colonics if you're trying to be super clean now. I don't
Mm.
know how you feel about that. Personally, I'm good. I'll just do the cleanse.
Yeah, yeah. What makes it also effective, it says, at nighttime is when your body really detox. And you should get, I think, what they say, 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. And
Mm-hmm.
that helps out. And a lot of people would not put that two and two together. That your body, you're sleep, you relax, and your body could really stop. Well, I'm gonna say repair itself. That's the only way I can say it. But it's
And that's what it is.
Yeah.
Every night, or if you are a night worker and you sleep, that saying that sounded wrong, didn't it? A night worker. Ooh.
Oh,
But anyway,
that's worse than me seeing Brussels sprouts. Yuck.
maybe you work a night shift and you sleep during the day. However, whatever time that you sleep, that every day you need to put your body in the shop. Every day you need to put your body in the shop. And that is when the most work is done. I saw this study yesterday on the news. It was talking about alcohol and before bed, like right before bed.
Mhm.
And I admit I'm guilty of it because I'll have a nightcap or whatever and so forth, and I'm going to sleep shortly after. However, after seeing that, I'm like, okay, I definitely need to do better, because I was reminded because I'm thinking of food. Well, if you have an 8 or so forth, whatever, but I was reminded that still that's calories, that's sugar, right? And it takes your body about 3 hours to metabolize what you've taken in.
Yeah.
And that's alcohol too, So, right. So, and definitely, of course, there's, and with that, they just spoke about how, yes, you may sleep, good, for the first, few hours, but after it wears off, you begin to, kind of, it's a little choppy after that. So your body isn't getting the full repair that it needs because it's looking for the sugar that just wore off, exactly. So, like the body is an amazing thing, like you said, as far as, and I do, like you said, extreme cleansing, because people who will, go really overboard with it. And remember what I said, it's not for weight loss. It is a reset your system. Personally, and like you said, I may do it quarterly. Sometimes I don't feel the need to. And the reason I'll say I don't feel the need to is because I may at that particular time be like, man, I haven't been having any fried foods, a lot of fast foods. I've been eating. If I'm getting in my 3 to 4 servings of veggies a day, I'm probably not going to. If I'm drinking my, for me, I need a good, we'll say half my body. So I need a good 70 ounces of water a day. That really is the number for me that keeps everything going and so forth.
Yeah.
I don't, however, if I know, like I know I'm be eating some chocolate cake this weekend.
That's my weak spot too.
Let me tell you, and this cake she makes, she hasn't made it for me in a long time. So I'm so excited. I just
look at you. Look at you. I may have to have intervention with you. So some pros are saying to start your morning off, you should have some warm water with tea to stimulate the digestive system and liver function. Is that a good process to do every morning?
Yeah. So what I do have coffee in the morning. However, I have began because you should, like you said, I do I usually have my cup and I don't do cold water. So, it's room temperature. So that's usually what I drink first thing is, that water. However, I'm trying to get into the habit of having remember the herbal people that were at the business
The
Wall
Black
Street.
History, the Black
Yeah,
Wall Street. Yeah.
yeah. So I got some women's tea from them. So I've been trying to do that in the morning, just because I don't need any sugar. I don't, do sugar or anything like that.
Yeah.
So just by drinking it in the morning, I've seen a difference. And, just how less bloated I am throughout the day and so forth. So definitely, that is when I do my cleanse, I always start my day with because I ooh, help me, Ron. I usually take coffee out for
Yeah.
10 days. Jesus, be offense. I'm putting it out here. Whenever I start my cleanse, I'll put out my warning. So, I'll let y'all know.
Yeah.
Coach K is without coffee for 10 days.
Ooh.
Don't mess around and find out.
Yeah.
Don't.
Don't. Because something will come out you don't want to come.
Some probably.
Because
I'm a work on it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna work on it.
let's it was something else that I was reading up on about exercising, writing a journal, and decluttering your space. And it said, and that's good helping you out because if you write in a journal, you're relaxed because you're writing everything down. If you're decluttering, it's physical work. It's also relaxing because you're getting things done that you need to get done that should have been done. And that goes hand in hand with what you're eating, what you're drinking. And now we're in the physical part of it. I was reading one part say you should do up to 100, and I think it was wrong. Let me make sure. I don't want to say that you jumped to the phone and slapped me. It said 150 hours a week of some type of exercise. Does that make any sense?
150 minutes.
Okay, it's probably minutes. I just said that.
150
Yeah, here
minutes.
it goes. 150 plus minutes. See,
Yes.
I knew I was wrong.
Yes. Now, I want to backtrack to what you said about the journaling and the decluttering. That too is a cleanse, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you are journaling, you are cleansing your thoughts. I saw somebody say when you're upset with somebody, when it's something that you need to let go, write it down. Just write it down unfiltered as you want to say it, so forth, whatever, and then burn it. That is a way of a cleanse. Decluttering your space is definitely a cleanse because your mind is probably just as cluttered as your space. So you are cleansing your mind as you cleanse your space, right?
Right.
It's I like that you brought that in there because it's the whole mind, body, spirit thing. Like I said, we are at the age. I'm at the age, where we definitely need to pay attention to what we take in.
Right.
We need to get rid of the stuff we don't need. And like you said, if that's cleansing with relationships, if it's if it's a work decision, a business move, that you're like, this no longer serves me. Yeah. It's time to get rid of it.
There you go.
Different foods and so forth. You know what I said to myself? I had, and I hadn't had them in so long. And that's the thing. For me, a lot of times when I get stuff, I haven't had it in a long time. And when I say a long time, I'm talking about probably a year or more. So I had some At my HEB, they have Auntie Annie's. I go to that HEB all the time. They done had that Auntie Annie's in there, I don't know, 2 years or so. Never been in. Never. Keep walking by. Keep walking. I look though.
Yeah.
I turns my head as I'm walking by. Okay. My nostrils. That smell gets all up in there. And I be like, no, Kiana, go. Just keep walking. Keep walking. I do it all the time. So yesterday, Ron, let me tell you something. I was cooking with Crisco. When I tell you was knocking out that to-do list, did all the things, even. So I set a timer because I just, being honest, I ran out of coffee creamer. That's the only reason I left out the house, because if it hadn't been for my coffee creamer, I probably wouldn't have left out, because I couldn't have my coffee this morning. Okay. So anyways, so I set my timer for 10 minutes. Kiana, you in, you out, you know? So I go, I get my things. Man, I'm in line checking out when my timer went off. I said, girl, check you out. And I looked, I said, I'm going to get a pretzel. I was like, I'm getting some of those pretzel bite thingies.
Yeah.
So I got the cinnamon. I like the cinnamon sugar ones, right? Or the raisin, but I got cinnamon sugar. And ate a couple of them, and I was like, and I was done. And now I'm not going to waste my money, though. You know, I save and put it away. I can just eat them until they're done. But
yeah.
I don't mess around. I wasting my money is not what I want to do. So but the thing about it, Ron, I remember when I would have killed that whole thing. And like when she asked, do you want some dip? I would have said, yeah. But I didn't, you know?
Okay.
And so that's and that's the thing, because I know I am not at the age where I can mess around and find out. Right. I don't need all that extra sugar and so forth or whatever. Even though I haven't had a pretzel or anything, I know, in a good two years or so. I don't know. Been a while. Still.
So let me ask you something. It's two things. Adding was that probiotics and occasionally fasting.
Mm-hmm.
But what would that help out with your digestive system?
Well, the probiotics, that gained popularity. I don't know, maybe it seemed like maybe 10 years ago. Everybody wanted to have because the probiotic is supposed to help you go to the bathroom and, help break, down, get the good stuff, the good bacteria in your stomach, right? Fasting, if you are not ingesting food, then whatever's stored there is what's getting burnt or used. So you're not taking in anything, but still stuff is being getting right. You're still getting rid of stuff. Mm-hmm. So just helps it out. Again, helps start the party. But those probiotics, a lot of people, like I said, I think that probiotics are, if you don't go to the restroom on number 2, if you don't go to the bathroom on a regular basis, that's really when I think that you may want to think about adding those in there.
Okay.
But I say but and cancel out what I said before. However, more than likely, you're not eating what you're supposed to anyway. You know what I mean? Yeah. 9 times out of 10, if you are not going to the restroom like you are supposed to, problem in chair is probably you.
Yeah.
And you're full of it.
And then people try to think of logic, the reason why they don't do this. And I say, well, your body is a machine that goes 24 hours a day. It needs that. And if you to sit up and tell me, well, I know people for years that don't eat vegetables. And then I look at them later on, I say, you sick again? You know?
Hard.
I said,
But
you sick
one
again?
thing about like the broccoli and kale and spinach and stuff, that stuff, peppers and all that stuff still has like vitamin C and stuff and potassium,
Yeah.
all the things that you need to keep the body going. Like you said, food. Food, yes, it tastes good. Please know, I know good
Yeah.
food. Food is used to gather. Food is used to celebrate. Food is used for coping mechanisms. Food is used for all the things. But food is fuel for your body.
Mm-hmm.
Fuel is the gas for the car. Remember, you got to put the car in the shop at night, let it repair itself, but it has to have the proper fuel to repair itself.
Mm-hmm.
Again, if you're eating crap, you are full of it. You are
That
so full of it.
I tell everybody, that crap that you eat, they say, yeah, it's called convenience.
Yeah, tell
So
the
what?
truth, Sheena. So and I try not to get on my high horse because I know what it is to be busy and not have time. I definitely understand that. I definitely understand that. However, a lot of times, if I'm honest with myself, I just didn't make time.
Mm-hmm.
I chose to do something else. Earlier this week, I was telling my son I had a roast that I took out. I didn't feel like cooking. I didn't feel like doing anything, so I didn't.
Yeah.
And right before I left to leave out on Monday, I threw it in a crock pot. I told him, I said, food is too high for me just to be throwing stuff away.
Mm-hmm.
And at least if I put it in the crock pot, even though I didn't really have everything that I may needed to make it what I wanted, at least it was seasoned and cooked in the crock pot.
Yep. I'm glad you brought up cooking because I do 95% of the cooking at the house. And when I tell my wife, I made the gravy from scratch. You made it from scratch? Like she's turning her nose. That's what you talking about. I said, I grew up around my grandmother, my mom. I know how to make that gravy from scratch. She watched me one day doing it. She looked at me, she said, wow, you do know how. I said, you've been eating it all this time, you ain't been complaining. But now I'm telling you, I do it from scratch because I will bank on it that I cook majority of dinners from scratch. And
Good.
that's something that came my way. And when I get in the mood for some greens, girl, I'm out getting turned up. I'm out getting kale. I'm out getting three types of greens. And
Mm-hmm.
I got a cheesecloth. It's
Ah,
where I put my turkey meat in it, my jalapenos and stuff like that. My mama taught me that. And I tie it up and throw it in there, and you get number of greens come up, but you got the taste. My wife just looked at me and she said, she's just amazed. I'm sitting up in the kitchen cooking without a recipe.
Pops, one of my clients, he said, Coach, you know what you need? You need a man that can cook. I said, you're right. You're right. You're right. The one for me cooks and don't mind cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not even gonna lie. No, can I? Yeah, man, I made some lamb chops last night to make you want to smack your mama. You know what I mean? However, it's not my favorite thing to do. I would
Yeah.
rather be doing something else. I got some dirt I want to play in. Daggone, it's 100 and something degrees. You got to stay on top of your crops in this weather. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
sure do.
So, I mean, but I do think that, like you said, making the time to
Yeah.
do it, it does take time to make things from scratch. I do think that we can, maybe if you invest that, it's just like your money, right? If you invest your money in the stock market or so forth, you may not see an immediate result, but over time, right? And that's how I look at prepping now. Like you said, I didn't feel like cooking, but I threw it in there and I left some out, but then I took the other half and froze it. So that way, whenever I'm ready and I need something to eat, I have something in there.
Yep.
I definitely, like you said, if you are not eating the way that you're supposed to because of convenience and time and so forth, you just haven't figured out a way that you can make it work for you. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Even if I'm not one for smoothies and stuff, and I do like my green juices, but I don't drink them often because it still has a good amount of sugar in it. They're still putting like an apple or banana or something in there that has sugar, a high content amount of sugar. So, but if that's how you need to get in your vegetables, get it in. I have one of the ways that I get it in, I have to order some more powdered greens. Now I see they sell it, like you said, they in the stores and so forth or whatever. Add that into your diet. I put mine in tea, or I'll put it like in a spark and something like that. But figure out a way to get it in. Figure out a way to get it in. Those two ways, you can have a smoothie and some powdered greens. That's 2 servings right there. All you have to do is eat a vegetable with maybe your lunch or dinner or both. That will be great. You know what I'm saying? And you're covered. You're covered. So, like you said, convenience is definitely the reason that people eat like crap. Because you're just excuses are like buttholes. Everybody have one.
I like that. Sometimes I find myself coming home all the way across town and I'm hungry. And I think of every excuse why I should stop by Burger King, why I should stop by McDonald's, why I should do all that. And then there's something in the back of my head. Ron, you got this at home. You got this at home. It's going to take you 15, 20 minutes to put it together. So I come home first, I come in the house and I go straight to the kitchen, wash my hands. I cook what was on my mind and I'm good. So
and see, for me, I'm not going to cook because I already have it. So if I'm thinking like that, that's because I've already prepped and all I got to do is go pull it out the refrigerator and put it in the microwave.
I'm going to tell you the same thing this person told me a long time ago. I'm telling you to your face right now, I ain't scared of you. You're an overachiever. That's what I've been told all the time. You're just an overachiever. I said, well, quit being an underachiever.
That's right.
I'm sorry. This is me. This is how I do things. When I explained to everybody what I do, they said, how do you have time to do all that? I said, I make time.
Yes.
Once when you prepare your food like you did, that's going to take a chunk of your time. But look at the bright side of it. When you come home, that's convenience for you. It's already done.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's, and if I could just get everybody to understand that, even if you're not going to make it, have a plan to where you have healthy options. If it's a meal delivery, if it, a lot of people say, well, that's too expensive. They spent their time cooking it. You didn't. go to the restaurant and purchase a meal for $20-$30 for the plate versus paying this $12-$15 for the meal or whatever it is and so forth, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
What is it worth to you? What is it worth to you? Like you said, if you're having a hard time with healthy options and convenience and so forth is where you are, then you need to figure out a plan. You need and one. I'm listening to I don't know if you know who James Clear is, but he's the author of the Atomic Habits. Have you read that? It's
No.
like, oh man, great book. Oh, just great book. But I'm one of my clients gifted me a subscription on her masterclass subscription. So he has a masterclass where he's breaking down the different ways of building good habits and so forth. So one of the things that he said is, you have to make, like, you can't just be like, oh, I'm going to lose or I'm going to start working out. You have to say, on Tuesday, May the 20th, I'm going to start working out by stopping at the gym on my way home.
Yeah.
Make it clear. Make it clear. All you're doing, if you keep saying, man, I really need to eat better. I really need to eat better. I really need to eat better. Well, how is that working out for you so far?
Yeah.
Make a plan and make it to where it's easy. Make it to where it's easy. I just being honest, my diet really consists of only a few things, and that's because it's easy for me to make. It's quick, it's still healthy, and it's easy for me to make. You know what I mean? I no longer go out and get packs of chicken. No. If I want chicken or something, I'm going somewhere and I'm eating a chicken sandwich or whatever type of chicken. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm all the makings of this and that and making, making lasagna. No, I'm not doing it. Back in the day, I know I used to make like cordon bleu and stuff.
Yeah.
Not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. It takes too much time. Now, if I decide at that moment, and when I say at that moment, that means I've gone to the store, I'm coming back in and I'm making it right then and there. That's the only way that's going to happen. Other than what, I'm not going to waste my money. Not doing it. Make it easy. Make it easy. If, like I said, if whatever you're trying to do, if, like I said, we were talking about hitting the reset button with the cleanse. That's what, that's what we want.
Right.
Make it easy. Figure out a plan. What day you going to do it? What day am I going to start, get whatever foods or products or whatever I need? I'm going to start on this day. I'm going to do this and have your plan. It's easy. Nothing that takes you out of your way. If it takes you out of your way, if it's an extra step, extra responsibility on your plate, 9 times out of 10, you don't need to do it. That's not the way for you.
Okay. Look at you, look at you, look at you. Now, we're going to switch gears since time is just about up. This young lady got a hold of me a few months ago. She came up with an idea about karaoke line dancing.
Oh.
and I looked at the message she sent me and I said, how is this going to work? Because I know Coach K don't come up with an idea and she don't know how it's going to work.
Well,
And
I've done them before.
okay, I never
So
seen it before.
last year,
Okay.
I teamed up with a lady. Her studio was it was like salsa baracha type, like, right?
Yeah.
So we teamed up and did a karaoke line dance party. However, because she was a salsa, she taught, those type of dances. She did a beginner salsa class, like right in the beginning, like that first, hour when people got there. So that was cool. This time, she jumped on, but I already had switched gears, and I'm over there. Like I said, got Miss Trish involved because I love Miss Trish. So I got Miss Trish, and with both of our combined energy and just love for wellness and helping people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, actually, this is the perfect partnership because I mean, like you said, who doesn't love singing and dancing? And I don't know about you, but if you really doing it, please do. If you're on Facebook, I've posted a couple links to some videos. Check your girl out. Oh, let me tell you, if you doing it right, you are working out.
I checked them out.
Working out.
I checked them out, and I seen you in person singing, so I already know what you're gonna bring.
You know it. And then line dancing too. You crazy summer, I'm in there. I mean, two of my favorite things: karaoke and line dancing. What? And I mean, just being honest for y'all grown folks, BYOB.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, it's gonna be a good time.
You want to tell everybody the day and time where it's gonna be at?
We are. That's I can't remember off the top of my head. We are going to be at DeVore Fitness on in Shirts, Texas, on what is that? Saturday, June. That was the 26th.
June 28th.
28th.
Yeah.
June 28th from 6 to 9 p.m. We're gonna have line dancing. We're gonna have karaoke. Pick your songs, because I got my set. So I'm just saying.
Well, make sure you share that with me so I have it, so I don't get that look when I tell you I don't have it. Because anybody know a woman's look, you don't want that look.
That's right. I'll let you know. Don't worry. See what I'm saying? You see this? Ron G got
there
me.
she
You know
go.
what I mean?
There she goes.
That's right.
She's the only one that says it like that.
That's right. That's because that's my DJ. Go to the DJ. Like, we're going to do it. I'm so excited. Yeah. That's going to be a good time. That's going to be a good time. And shout out to Chicago Bite for providing us some bites. Little snacks and so forth or whatever to help you out while you're moving around, burning some calories. It's going to be a good time. Like I said, we have 2 dates. We have one, I think the one in July is on the 26th.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
So we're doing, like I said, it's going to be a good time. I'm very excited because they are always so fun. Like you said, just a good way to get together, fellowship, have some laughs. You may meet some new friends. You never know.
That's
but
right.
If anything, you can see my set.
But see, what's funny, last night I was doing some commercials. I did like 4 commercials last night, and I started thinking about the event. I said, let me do a commercial for this one right here. And I sent it to you last night. I was waiting to get you okay. I started running the commercial this morning anyway. Then you finally text me. Sounds good. So
definitely.
To get things out like that, and that's what we're here for. And I'm looking forward to it. I may get out there and dance a little bit.
Ooh! Look. I know everybody is so mad at them fans. However, come on, where them fans at?
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
we got to
Exactly.
do it. We got to do it. So yes, please, please, please. Actually, I need to reach out to one of the groups. I want to see if they can come by one of the local dance groups. But I think it's going to be like you said, it's going to be a good time. It usually is.
Yeah.
It usually is. It's a good time. So tickets are on sale online, on Facebook, on Eventbrite. It's $10, man. So, come on.
And if you drag one of your friends, it's 15.
There you go. Right?
I'll
Do
throw that
what you
part in there.
feel. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Mhm.
Just saying.
And the closer it gets to the date of WSAN Radio, we're not going to tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to let you know and get close to the date on something I'm going to throw in there. I haven't told Coach K yet either, but
No.
I'm going to throw something in there.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, look, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it'll be great.
Yeah, you be all right. I haven't let you down yet, have I?
Nah, that is true. That is
It's
true.
going to be something good. Put it that way. It's going to be something good.
All right. Well, I'm
All
looking
right.
forward to it. Like I said, this has been a good month, Ron. I tell
Good.
you, this is my birthday month, and it
Oh,
has been
Wait,
a great
hold up.
month.
Wait a minute. When is your birthday?
The 22nd, baby. Gemini's
Oh,
about to be in
man.
this
That's
thing.
right. I knew I ordered that gold belt for a reason. Solid gold. So it'd be a solid hit.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. 45.
All
45.
right. 45
Yes.
alive and ready to go.
Listen, I'm blessed and highly favored, Ron.
There you
And
go.
like you said, I appreciate, WSAN and you and everybody that contributes to Want to Go Fit still being here. I rebranded to Want to Go Fit 10 years ago, actually, last month. So last month was my 10-year anniversary.
Congratulations.
And yep, thank you. I'm still here.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Wow.
A lot of businesses, shut down, especially in my business. They've had to kind of pivot and so forth for, during the pandemic. And, like you said, I moved, got divorced, still here.
Yes.
45.
45.
45.
All right, young
45.
lady. We really do appreciate you taking the time out talking with us today. And she's a busy woman because even I can't get through to her sometime. If I knew a rock would reach from my house over there and hit her in the head, I would throw one. But
let me tell you, Ron, one thing that 44 has brought and it was a progression, but we all the way here closer to 45. God willing, I make it.
Yeah, you will.
Peace, Ron.
Yeah.
I live and do not disturb. I live and do not disturb. I honestly, I make sure that I take time and step away and, to recharge my battery so I can be the best that I need to be for the people, for my family, for everybody, but that takes some, you got to make sure you set up some boundaries and say, hey, and plus, Ron, whenever you sent that message, okay, I get up at 4 a.m. I holler at you. It's not that serious. My ringer not even on. Please know that.
I know. Because I knew you get up early because you send me messages early in the morning on Facebook when I'm live. I said, oh, she's up. And I said, well, I'm going to send it tonight. She'll wake up to it in the morning.
Yeah. That's the best thing that I can honestly say, folks. As I said, today's message or topic was about cleansing. If it's people that you need to cleanse out of your space to make you the best person that you can be, then do that. Get you a tribe. Make sure the only people that's in your tribe are the people that's rooting for you.
Amen to that. Because you said something right there. You could cleanse people out of where you at by not taking any type of deoxin or anything. You just say bye.
Easiest cleanse in the world.
That's it. That's it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, Ron G.
Okay.
I appreciate you, man.
All
We're
right.
gonna do this thing. We're gonna do this thing. Go ahead, y'all. Get your tickets for. We about to cut up. It's about to be amazing.
Yes, it is. All right, young lady, you take care, and we will catch you in the next couple weeks. But anytime, my line is always open for you.
All right. Look, like you said, I'm gonna have some chocolate cake over here. If you feeling froggy, come and get you a piece because I can't eat this whole thing. I'm gonna have free. I gotta find some people to get. But I'm gonna eat a couple slices.
Just let me know. Let me know when it's ready, and I'll be over.
There you go. All right. All right. Look, y'all heard him.
And we're gonna take a picture together when I get over there, so y'all can see
chocolate cake.
Yes,
we don't talk about it. We be about it.
That's right. Amen to that, sister. All right. You take care.
Good day.
And we'll talk to you later.
Stay hydrated.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Peace. Thank you for tuning in to WSAN Radio. Catch us on our YouTube channel, WSAN Radio SA. Subscribe to our channel and hit that notification button.